Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I am Mrs. Archana Jain. Today we are going to organize a presentation on knowledge management. Here we are going to discuss what is knowledge management, since this is a very new field for Madhya Pradesh. What are the tools used for knowledge management and the other factors for implementation will be discussed. This presentation is organized on behalf of Center for Research and Industrial Staff Performance CRISP, Shamla Hills, which is situated in Bhopal at Shamla Hills. This organization was established in 1997, which is a successor project of the Indo-German collaboration project, and it's having its outreach not only in India, in Bhopal, but also abroad. The main objective of this organization, or the main work of this organization, is to conduct technical and management trainings, consultancy work, software development, information and communication technology, and many other fields in areas of training and management. The objective of this presentation is that we'll be covering the topics like what is knowledge management, what is the objective of knowledge management, what are the needs of knowledge management, its benefits, what is the architecture used during, and what is the process of implementation, and the tools used will be discussed here. And similarly, what are the critical factors during the change will be discussed, and the success factors also. Now, the knowledge management can be segregated into two parts, that is explicit knowledge and tacit knowledge. This we will be taking over in the next slides, but here we will discuss what is knowledge management. Knowledge management is a process of managing the knowledge, both explicit and tacit, through a process of creating, capturing and disseminating, which means transfer of knowledge solving expertise from one knowledge source to the repository or a program. A mind automation process by which an expert's thought and experiences are captured includes capturing knowledge from other sources like books, technical manuscripts, etc. And also, a knowledge developer collaborates with the expert to convert expertise into an coded program, say a framework, knowing how experts what they actually know. In other words, we can say that knowledge management is creating, codifying, disseminating, sharing, access, and its reuse of intellectual capital to enhance the performance of the organization and to create value in the organization. The purpose of KM is to ensure that the right information is delivered to the right person, authorities at the right time. It requires major transformation in the organization, that is to create a culture of sharing of information. Sharing of information not only helps in smooth problem solving, but also leverages the possibility of dynamic learning, strategic planning, and decision making. We also need to ensure that the reliable and secured information and data are used for evaluation to arrive at proper conclusions. Here we'll be seeing how knowledge is formed. Data, information, and knowledge, they are closely interconnected, but data refers to the unformatted, unstructured material freely available around us, but it does not provide any meaning. Data, only when used in any context, becomes an information, whereas information is a structuring of data that reduces uncertainty. In more formal way, it can be said that the information is an interpreted data. Like for example, we can say the census data for any particular state for the age above 18 years is a proper execution of information. Similarly, knowledge is an interpretation of information in the eyes of the beholder in the form of his own experiences, insights, his own interpretations, experiences, and so on. Now, another factor is wisdom. Wisdom is a sense of proportion. Here we can take an example wherein if a person knows that the cooperative banks are giving a high rate of interest, but the risk is higher, hence everyone knows that it would be prudent to make the investment in nationalized banks. As previously said, the knowledge management is divided into two parts. It is explicit knowledge and the tacit knowledge. Explicit knowledge is a knowledge which is in a written form or is in a codified form, and we have to make some framework for it. Whereas the tacit knowledge is the knowledge which is in the minds of the people, which has to be captured, and it takes a lot of efforts to take out such a knowledge from a person or an expert. Data mining and business intelligence. Data mining is the process of taking a large amount of data from which can be taken out using a simple analysis techniques, which includes pictorial data mining, text mining, social media mining, web mining, and audio and video mining, amongst others, which is also categorized further in the next slides. Then data mining component is also a powerful tool that can be used for decision makers in the business intelligence system. And these techniques will support not only in making proper decisions but also supports the industries, organizations to take better decisions using decision making based on the information technologies. It is used to predict the future, such as bankruptcy forecast, whether banks' loans will be honored by the loan holders or who are the profitable and the loyal customers, like so on. Data mining from the heart of the knowledge management. Three bodies are scientific knowledge, business communities, and information technology. Now, the scientific knowledge means statistics and artificial intelligence, and a business community is thus forced by an incentive in competition environment to innovate and integrate new ideas and concepts. Whereas information technology is evolving from high volume transaction system, data warehouses, and internet. And lot of data is can be captured from these sources. Like for example, if a supermarket chain keeps a track of a customers of their purchasing and buying habits for over 6 months, they discovered that the children between the age of 5 to 12 years are more fond of chocolates and toys. And as a result, they reallocated the variety of chocolates and the small toys at the payment counter with other selective commodities. This is a factor which helps from data mining. Now here, as the pyramid shows that the data mining has to be done from the various factors like databases. There are various warehouses and the data can be captured from various sources, which can be useful for decision making for the business providers and the management team at the senior level, and it can help in business intelligence. We are having a lot of knowledge in the organization, but how to capture and create this knowledge is more important. So how to make the framework of all these things? We can understand this through the 7 layers one by one. The first layer is the interface between the user and the knowledge management system, usually via a web browser. To the user, beyond this is simply like a black box. The goal of this layer is to move the information in and out of the system. Practically speaking, technology best supports explicit knowledge, although it might also represent the tacit knowledge. While designing the user interface, several features are to be considered, like consistency. There should be a consistency in the layout and the formats. If there is no consistency, the decision maker may deviate from his decision making. Similarly, it has to be relevant and the navigation has to be there. The term navigation here means how easily the user can move through web pages, files and records in the computer-based system. Then comes visible clarity and usability. This feature addresses the navigation term of how easy it is to use the icons and buttons and the speed of access of files and databases. After that is the second layer, which is an authorized access layer. This is specially related to the security aspect. This specialty is maintaining the security and ensuring proper access to the knowledge captured and stored in repositories through the company's intranet or extranet or internet. Third is a collaborative intelligence and filtering layer. For years, companies have been trying to use computers to capture, manipulate the knowledge. The collaborative and filtering layer relies on the combination of technologies such as expert systems, CBR, which means case-based reasoning, and intelligent agents. For example, the doctors often treat their patient based on the symptoms they have treated in past with their previous patients. Similarly, the attorneys use their case precedent to support their own arguments in the new court cases, especially tried by the same judge. Experience with old cases allow an attorney to evaluate and prepare more quickly and reliably. Case-based reasoning also helps the experts to reuse their reasoning so that they have used in their past, which avoids repetition of mistakes. Fourth is a knowledge enabling application. It is also referred to the value added layer, which creates the competitive edge for the learning organization. Most of such organization provides the user with new ways to do their jobs. This layer may consist of knowledge bases, discussions, personal discussions, databases, sales forces, automation tools, yellow pages, decision supports, and imaging tools. And then there comes the transport layer. This includes LAN, WANs, internet, intranet of the organization. The things which are considered are multimedia, graphics, connectivity speed, and bandwidth, search tools, and managing network traffic. And the sixth layer is a middleware layer which helps to do the job to provide connectivity between the legacy application and the existing and the new systems, between the old and the new formats. Here in knowledge management, all the framework is depends upon the formats. So here we have to see how the new old, if we are having old formats or even the new formats, how can they be useful according to the relevance of the information, and data has to be extracted in these formats. Seventh and the last is a physical layer. This bottom layer represents the repository including intelligent data, warehouses, legacy application, operation databases, and special application for securing traffic management and integrity assurance of the knowledge architecture. Now we come to the knowledge management tools. It circulates all between the people, technology, and the contents. Content management is very important in knowledge management. If contents are very powerful, we have a good tool for knowledge management. For many years, the dominant tool for knowledge management repository was document management software. But now the scenario has been changing, and now there are many other tools which we will see further. Today, most of the firms prefer tools that can manage diverse contents, like example for documents, web contents, social contents. For example, current management system CMS, enterprise content management ECM, and cloud content management CCM. Then comes communication tools. Tools that communicate knowledge and capture the knowledge generated by communication. This may include a variety of tools such as emails, chat, instant messaging, telephone services, including VoIP, speech recognition, video conferencing, and collaboration tools like whiteboards. Unified communication tools integrate communication tools into a single user experience. Social software. There are many social software which features are now commonly includes in core enterprise software such as customer relationship management, CRM, and ERPs. Then the knowledge visualization. Tools that are used to visualize and communicate knowledge. The vast majority of business knowledge is communicated with static 2D representations such as web pages and PowerPoint slides. A great interest in dynamic exploration 3D representation of knowledge. A plethora of knowledge visualization tools have hit the market in recent years. The knowledge visualization market is still in its infancy, but the tools are maturing rapidly. Now the decision support. The tools that seek knowledge in larger volume of data. For example, analytics and reporting software are that allow users to discover the pattern of knowledge in data. What is big data? Big data are the class of tools that store, manage, and explore high velocity, variety, and volume of data. Firms use big data technologies to find the knowledge in high volume of structured databases, tables, and unstructured data like documents and conversations. Here we will be discussing the awards which are given for the knowledge management, though this is a very new field, but some of the organizations are very vastly using this knowledge management tools for their organizations, and the award system is also integrated with knowledge management. So the organizations which are using knowledge management, as we are seeing in the slide, Tata Steel, Infosys, Wipro, BHL, and ONGC. Knowledge Economy Award has recently been grabbed by Accenture and Microsoft organization, which has been recognized as global Make winners every year since the Make research studies began in 1998. Here, this is a practical example of our framework which we have developed in CRISP, where we have collaborated all our proposals, MOUs, and course material in a certain framework, which whenever required can be used by the management for further decision makings. So this is a very good tool which has been adopted by CRISP. We can take the example of it, and if any of your organization require, we can further guide on this also. Here we will see how the technology helps in transferring the explicit knowledge from explicit knowledge to tacit, and from tacit to explicit knowledge, which helps authorities in making the decision technologically. Now comes the success factors in KM, which depends on user-related factors like the level of motivation of the users, computer literacy and technical background of users, communication skill of the trainer, time availability and funding for trainers, place and duration of training, ease of access and explanatory facilities, ease of maintenance and system updation, payoffs like cost reduction in incumbent in sales or overall performance. Role of the top management. Here the role of the top management is very important in knowledge management. Without the support of top management, tool can never be used in any of the organization, because the total support for the knowledge developer or the knowledge managing officer is required from the top management. There are many bottlenecks too in knowledge management dimensions, like it's not easy to access the knowledge because it's either fragmented or poorly organized. Diffusion of the new knowledge is too slow. Knowledge is not shared but hoarded. Actually, no one wants to share the knowledge he's having. It's not very in a very frank way. This has political implication also, especially when knowledge cuts across departments. People are oblivious to who has what knowledge. Knowledge is often not present in proper form, not available when needed on time, not present where the knowledge process is carried out, or say the location or the contents are not available, incomplete contents are there. So for knowledge management tool to be complete, we have to come across the time, location and the content should be proper. Now comes the implementation part. For implementation quality is paramount, and the training to all the users is much required, because the reasoning errors, then ambiguity, incompleteness and in the data, false positive and false negative representation will also fluctuate the analyzing of data and evaluating it properly. Now the critical success factors which matters in knowledge management is that the sharing culture should be there, the information and communication technology should be available, and then the manpower to handle all this development should be there. Continuous learning should be there, vision and architect should be there, systematic knowledge process should be followed. Now who are the resistors? The change is always never comfortable for anyone. There, the employees also sometimes resist. The experts who are coming from outside, they may resist. Or they may find a shortage of time, or they may not be able to comply the requirement on time with the developer and so on. And many troublemakers are from the own organization which do not want to change. Thanks, this presentation was organized on behalf of CRISP by myself, Mrs. Archana Jain, and to put some light on this new field. Thanks to all the listening fraternity for your valuable time. And you may contact us on the emails which are given on the slide at any time of your requirement, as per your requirement.